Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Green and this is another in my series of lessons on pre-cal. We are moving into the trigonometry sections and making progress through them, okay? You should have just finished Unit 1. Hopefully you've got all the tests and everything taken care of in Unit 1. Remember, due dates do come up on you pretty quickly. After 28 days, things will start locking up and we won't be able to open them back up. So you want to make certain you get things taken care of before that time frame, okay? So, moving forward, what we're looking at now is sinusoidal graphs. This is just a big word for talking about graphs that repeat themselves over and over and over again. Okay? So, these repeating type graphs. Now, you think, well, when are we ever going to use this? Anytime you listen to the radio, AM, or FM radio, what we're talking about there are sine waves that are coming into your radio. And so we need to look at how those look like because it does make a difference. So we're going to be graphing sine and the cosine. Now, remember, the values on a sine go from -1 to 1. And the values, and that's the range of the numbers. And the domain are all real numbers. It can go both negative and positive there. So let's just look at one of them to begin with. The easy way to do this is start out by looking at the sine of some angle theta and write down all the values that you get for that. Okay? So here we've got pi over 6 is 1/2, pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2, pi over 3 is the square root of 3 over 2, and pi over 2, or 90 degrees, it's at 1/2. It's at 1. If you do this and continue it out for the entire range of values, you need to go all the way to pi. Actually, you need to go all the way to 2 pi to get the complete range of table values there. And you take a graph and you graph it out. What you'll see is that the sine wave starts at 0, proceeds up till it gets to about 1, comes back down to 0, goes back down to -1 and back up. That is one frequency. Okay? One frequency. So when we talk about FM radio, what are we talking about? They vary the frequency. The distance from here to here. That is the entire thing that they're modulating at that point. That's what frequency modulation means. It's changing that frequency, the number of times that you're going to be going from one point to that same point again on the graph. Okay? If you look at a cosine starts at 1, goes down to -1, and then back up to 1. Once again, frequency, going from peak to peak. That's what we're talking about there. The frequency that you see on a normal sine is 2 pi. The frequency on a cosine is 2 pi. Those frequencies can be changed. Okay? But the other thing that can change is the amplitude. These are just like the shifters that we have in any other graphing that we've done. The amplitude is what we use in AM radio. So what are we talking about here? In FM radio, they're changing these frequencies going this way. AM radio is changing the amplitude, how tall the waves are. Okay? So if you look at 2 times sine, or 2 sine, that would be 2 times taller than the sine of x. So if we're looking at a sine of x, or I'm sorry, if we're looking at the sine of x here, 2 times the sine of x would do this. Just like that. That's what we're talking about. That's what a amplitude adjustment would be. And you'll see it right here in the front of that. So the range now goes from -2 to 2. Okay? So we've changed the range here. We did not affect the domain any at all. It just changed the range. Cosine, doing the same thing. 2 here causes the range to change. And we start at 2 rather than starting at 1, and we go down to -2 and not back up. That would be the way those graphs look. Okay? I do appreciate the fact that you guys are letting me know that you're in pre-cal when you're sending me K-mails and when you're sending me instant messages. It really does help me locate your information quicker and solve problems for you. Okay? I expect to see you in tutoring or in Class Connect. Talk to you later. Bye.